Hello, today I will tell you about building and setting up the ROS hyper-casual studio during the pandemic. About me. My name is Sergey. I've been working in the game industry since 2009. It was my childhood dream to develop games, so I started as a C++ developer and tried to apply to the only game company in my city. But I was rejected and I decided to found my first game studio when I was 24, I think. At the studio I worked as a Unity developer, game designer and producer. Since then I've been working as a top manager and producer in my own game companies and others such as G5 Entertainment and of course my favorite Homa Games. About Homa Games, the company was founded in 2018. Since then it grew to 80 plus employees. Almost 40 in the last 12 months. Homa has 4 offices in different countries, 2 in France, in Paris and Toulouse, 1 in Skopje in North Macedonia and 1 in Lviv, Ukraine. We have more than 15 nationalities working in Homa. From France, from Turkey, China, Russia and of course from Ukraine. By the way, there are a lot of Ukrainians who have joined the company recently. So drop me a message if you have any questions about working at Homa, especially if you want to work on a hyper-casual publisher who is in the top 10 hyper-casual publisher according to a penny. Homa Games new office in Lviv, Ukraine. Why we choose Ukraine? It's simple. Ukraine is one of the fastest growing countries in Europe and it's becoming a hub of game companies and specialists. A booming community of game developers attracting specialists from every corner of Ukraine. So we want to attract more local talents to continue adding competencies and diversifying our staff. Always looking for talented developers, artists and designers, with positions open in Paris and Lviv. Homa Games team. Meet our current stellar core team. It's Yaroslav, Polina, Igor from Belarus and Gleb. Team members have experience working in Voodoo, Say Games, Legendary, have experience making hit games such as Wacky Run, Sandballs, Sky Glider and more. I'm sorry. Right now the team is working 100% remotely, but we are going to open a local office in Lviv in the nearest future. I hope so. And by the way, the whole team, including myself, was recruited online, and we haven't met offline yet. So I will build up studio in Lviv in just 2 months, even less. Around mid of February we started the Lviv studio initial phase. We decided that we need to attract stellar developers and we need to act fast with a hyper-casual approach. So during the next 6 weeks there was a lot of candidates, screening and interviews. And at the beginning of April, the first specialist, Yaroslav, ex-Voodoo Unity developer by the way, started developing prototypes with good quality and good pace. And then after the next 4 weeks the whole team was assembled. Polina, Igor and Gleb. Right now the team is showing excellent results and we already tested around 10 prototypes and even have 1 game in soft launch. And here is the approach, a high pace and a good quality recruitment process. So recruitment process to ensure the best fit. The first step is to do a lot of searching through LinkedIn profiles, and I made a lot. Then after searching hundreds and hundreds of profiles, we schedule interviews with potential candidates. The first interviews are usually casual conversation about previous work experience, professional goals and expectations for both sides. Then we usually take a look at candidates' portfolios, and depending on work experience portfolios, we usually give case studies or test projects. Then we do a technical interview In addition to the case study, in this interview we ask some deep questions about the main field of experience. And the last, also cultural fit interview. It's very crucial actually. We believe that this is a crucial part of the recruitment process, to find the right people to fit our culture. Culture matters for a healthy team. The team can't work in a highly competitive market, such as hypercasual, without the right culture in the company. So create and respect the pillars of Homa Games. And our pillars are creativity, humility, and ambition. At Homa, each individual embraces these values no matter where they came from. To win, we work hard, care for each other, and have fun, of course. How to diversify the team? Cherish equity. Hire people with different experiences, races, nationalities, and genders. And of course, have zero tolerance for harassment and discrimination. Production pipeline. Let's talk about our production processes and standards. Homa standards for the prototypes. We use this approach when we work with external developers and with our own internal production teams. So every prototype that we want to send on CPI test have to meet these criteria. First, it should have more than 10 minutes of unique gameplay. So we can measure not only CPI, but at least 1 day retention rate and playtime. Minimal UI, polished gameplay, bug-free. We don't do in-depth QA reviews, but we try to fix at least all critical bugs and blockers. No pixelations. Shaders and lights should work correctly. Juiciness. We need good visuals and juicy picture to have good CPI results. Homa integration. Homa SDK helps developers implement third-party SDKs and modules such as Facebook SDK, Game Analytics, any advertisement SDK, and without any struggle from the developer side. Of course, no meta, because we don't want to waste time and money on testing day 3 or even day 7 retention on prototypes with high CPI. Of course, no ads or in-app purchases, because we don't test LTV during this phase. And no SFX or music. So let's move on. Production pipeline. So our pipeline for prototype, or how we call it alpha, is 5 to 8 days, with one buffer day on which we pick an idea and launch CPI tests. So let's dive into our detailed description of this process. Day 0 buffer day phase. During this day, the whole team works on ideas. They share and discuss their own idea from our internal service, which is called Homa Lab, where anyone from the company can add their own idea, and this idea is usually reviewed by our market intelligence team, and they provide feedback. Usually we have kickoff meeting. During this meeting, the team decides which idea will be chosen to become the next alpha. It's on everything on the team. Manager is only there to help them. So this process can take half day with 1-2 meetings and vigorous chatting in Slack, of course. When the idea is finally picked, we continue to the next step. Planning and scope phase. At this phase, the team usually created a kickoff document with a list of game features, the core gameplay, visuals, and basic game flow. When the document with the scope of the work is ready, the team provides estimations based on this document and overall goals. Execution phase. In this phase, we set up a Sunday board, we use Kanban, GitHub repository, and create a Slack channel for each prototype separately. Performance and control phase. At this phase, we do objectives and quality tracking using such processes like daily stand-ups meeting, on-demand meetings, and Slack conversations. This phase could be longer than it was planned because sometimes we try to stick quality first than being bureaucratical. So if the team decided to add one more day to production, we do it without any concerns. Goals phase, sprint review. On the next day, buffer day, after we submit the prototype, we do a sprint review to discuss what went wrong and what could be improved during the sprint. And always we write it down, because if you don't write it down, you forget it. Close phase, CPI test launch. Usually we launch CPI test on the next day after finishing product. In the close phase, postmortems and learnings. And the final step for the prototype is to write a short postmortem and some learnings and guess why KPIs are not so good. Because if they're reasonable, we don't do postmortems and transfer the game to the pre-publishing phase. But 99% of prototypes don't go for further CPI tests, so we have to make short postmortems and learn from this, to learn from each CPI test, because it's crucial to have some knowledge base. Okay, so let's go to the next segment. Management rules. So how to help the team to provide good quality at a good pace. Here are some management rules. High pace but sufficient intensity. Remember, we are running a marathon, not a sprint. No crunches and overtimes. Yes, I know that's not typical for the game industry, but in the long run, crunches and overtime lead only to burnouts and not to a happy and productive life and work. Build should be submitted before 7 p.m. Never submit the game on Friday night. Yes, that's obviously why. The team is responsible for outcomes. A manager is here only to provide help. Zero tolerance to any hate, contempt, and impoliteness between team members. Everyone should respect others. Okay. Quality management concepts. The pace is crucial, but the quality is crucial too. So our quality standards provide requirements, specification or guidelines that can be used to ensure that products are fit for achieving the desired outcome. Must be made for the product to be considered successful by the company or potential users. We set quality standards with the team at the beginning of each project. Well-defined standards leads to lesser work and schedule delays throughout the project. Next, quality planning involves the actions of the team to establish and conduct a process for identifying and determining exactly which standards of quality are relevant to the project as a whole and how to satisfy them. Quality assurance, QA. A review process that evaluates whether the project is moving towards delivering a high-quality product. Includes regular audits to confirm that everything is according to the plan and that necessary procedures are being followed. Quality assurance helps make sure that the team and users get the exact game plan to create. Quality control involves monitoring project results and delivery to determine if they are meeting desired results. Includes the techniques that are used to ensure quality standards are maintained when a problem is identified. Quality control is a subset of quality assurance activities. While QA seeks to prevent defects before they occur, QC aims to identify defects after they have happened. and also entails taking corrective actions to resolve these issues. Moving forward, post-pandemic plans. We have some post-pandemic plans in the nearest, I hope so, future. Set up a local office in the center of Lviv. Probably we will start with some co-workings and then switch to our own office. Scale up the team. The bigger the better. We want to attract a lot of talents here in Ukraine and Lviv. Attract several professionals to make hit games together. Of course, sure. We want to make hits together and to have a lot of professionals inside Homa. And we want to create strong connections with local universities. We have great universities actually in Lviv and in Ukraine in general, so we hope for fruitful cooperation. Thank you for watching this lecture. I hope it was helpful. Feel free to contact me anytime. Here is my email. And if you have any questions, I would be glad to answer them. I'm here in the chat. So thank you. See you.